Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I don't know if you guys saw this yet, but the Justice Department Inspector General just announced that during his first term in office, Trump's Justice Department secretly obtained journalists and lawmakers and congressional staff members' records and communication. This directly violates the DOJ's own policies. So the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz, issued a 91-page report, and it details how Trump's DOJ gathered phone and email records for journalists at the Washington Post, the New York Times, and CNN. They also gathered records of 43 congressional staffers. So this included 21 Democrats, 21 staffers affiliated with the Democrats, 20 affiliated with the Republicans, and then 2 nonpartisan positions. Also, they said included in the sweep were the records of 2 Democratic House members. So these are U.S. Congress members, Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell. Now, at the time, and the reason why Trump did this, he was freaking out because, as you guys will probably remember, there were all kinds of leaks coming out of the White House. And there was stuff coming out about the Russia investigation. And so he just wanted to get to the bottom of it. He wanted to, in his idea, quote unquote, expose the deep state, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, he was very embarrassed about a lot of these leaks. So there was, Trump humper Bill Barr, who was the attorney general at the time. He should have known about this, right? Now, according to the IG's report, Barr wasn't consulted about the gathering of the records for the lawmakers and their staff. That's his conclusion. However, Barr did approve of the subpoenas that were used to obtain the journalists' communication. This is something that is not allowed under DOJ policy unless they impanel a group, they have an internal DOJ panel that approves of subpoenas like that. They said, though, that Barr never asked for that kind of internal review. So there you go. This is what we have to look forward to, and then some, if we get Kash Patel. I mean, it's going to be even worse than Bill Barr, if that's possible. So the IG wrote, quote, "This deviation from the department's own requirements indicates a troubling disparity between, on the one hand, the regard expressed in department policy for the vital role of the news media in American democracy, and, on the other hand, the department's commitment to complying with the limits and requirements that it intended to safeguard that very role." Now, Horowitz also cited and criticized Trump's DOJ for obtaining gag orders against Apple and Google. Apparently, they prevented Apple and Google, the companies, from warning the journalists and others about these subpoenas for their records. Biden's Justice Department just implemented some rules and regulations which would ban these practices, especially related to journalists, and it would require high-level approval for the gathering of documents in regard to lawmakers. And one new rule requires prosecutors to notify the court if the target of one of these subpoenas is a member of Congress or one of their staff members. But Trump is already undoing this. He has already convinced his minions in Congress to eliminate some of these protections. This week, Republicans tanked a bipartisan bill, which is called the Press Act. So what this bill would have done, it would have prevented the government from forcing journalists to reveal their sources. It would have also restricted the government from seizing journalists' records without their knowledge. So the bill had passed in the House earlier this year, and then it stalled out in the Senate for some reason. And as you probably all know, it needs 60 votes to pass. Well, this week, Democratic Senator Ron Wyden tried to do an end run around that 60-vote threshold. He called for what's known as a unanimous consent. Well, Trump ally Senator Tom Cotton blocked it. Unanimous consent, it essentially means the bill can pass without the full Senate taking a vote. But it only takes one senator to object and tank it. And that was Tom Cotton. And Tom Cotton's reason for his objection is just such a joke. It is straight out of a conspiracy theorist's wet dream. Cotton said that the bill would threaten national security and it would turn the Senate, quote, into the active accomplice of deep state leakers, traitors, and criminals, along with the American-hating and fame-hungry journalists. Yeah. So this is a direct result of Donald Trump ordering his Senate cronies to stop this bill from passing. He literally posted on his failing social media site, quote, in all caps, by the way, "Republicans must kill this bill!" exclamation point. And here's the thing. Here's where I fault Democrats, because first of all, they have had this bill in the Senate for quite a while. Why did Democratic leader Chuck Schumer sit on this? Why is he waiting till the very end of the year, the end of Biden's term, to pass this? Also, as long as Democrats continue to play patty cakes while, the Republicans just burn the country down, they're going to continue to lose the battles and the wars. And what I mean by that is you have to fight fire with fire. You have to show Republicans you're willing to use their own tactics, their own, lapses of ethics against them. Because maybe if Merrick Garland's DOJ started gathering intel on right-wing journalists and right-wing news hosts, maybe Republicans would be more eager to shut this down. What do you think? Right? And anybody on the right who's watching this, oh, they shouldn't pass that. They shouldn't protect journalists. Really? Okay. Well, how about if we start going after the people at the Epoch Times? How about if we start spying on them? How about if we start getting their phone records? How about if we start going after people, at any of these other right-wing media outlets that you all love? Would you be okay with that? And we already know that by and large, Republicans don't give a damn about anything until it personally affects them. So you have to show them how it will affect them. You don't beat a bully by capitulating to them at every turn. You don't beat a bully by being nice and playing by the rules. You need to play by their rules. And the only way to stop a bully and to make them think twice is by punching them back. Metaphorically speaking, sometimes literally, but that's the only way they're going to get it. That's the only way you're going to get them on board with things like this and protecting journalists and protecting the media, because they don't care. They know Democrats are going to sit back. They're not going to use the DOJ in that way. They're not going to go after anybody on the right? The Washington Times or Fox News or anybody else. So of course, they're all for anything that can shut down journalists and journalism and the truth and the news getting out there, because they know it's not going to come back in the other direction. You have to do it. Sorry. No other way around it. You want to save democracy? Oh, you're all up in arms before the election about democracy. Start growing a pair of ovaries. Anyway, I will let you guys know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Links are below in the description box on YouTube and on the podcast. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.